Okay, so I finally figured out what I want to talk about. So, images for Avatar 2 have finally been released online. Now, I'm going to share my thoughts and feelings about Avatar 2. I don't want it. I don't know very many people that do. See, the first movie alone, in my opinion, is just okay. It's not amazing. It is a visual spectacle. However, the film itself, as a whole, in terms of the story and the way it's executed, yeah, it's just okay. Now, the film ended on a really good note, but it was also on a note in which the film doesn't need a sequel for the reasons that it doesn't make sense to have a sequel. I've heard the rumors and speculation on what will be in the second Avatar movie, and I hate all of it. I think it's stupid. When they first announced that there was going to be an Avatar sequel, my literal first reaction was, why though? What? Why? Why? I wasn't totally against it at first. Then I heard they weren't just making one sequel, they were making 4 sequels. 4. What the fuck? The first movie has no ground to have a solid foundation for a saga. You see, when this movie was first released, yeah, it's a visual spectacle. It's amazing. To this day, it still looks really good, but there's so many better movies out there. And there's also movies that have the same visual capabilities now that Avatar, again, for the year in which it was released, is really good. For now, it wouldn't pass. It wouldn't. It's been, 10 years? 10 years since the first Avatar movie. The second one isn't being released for another couple of years. That's a long way away. And looking at the images for the second Avatar movie, I'm sorry, is this like a PlayStation 3 bundle? What's going on here? I don't want this. I've watched so many people online discuss this movie. There's even someone that brought up the point, if you've seen Avatar before, cool, good for you. But go up to a random person on the street, ask them if they've seen Avatar. They say yes. Ask them, name a character from that movie. I can't. I think her name was Neytiri. She was like the secondary character in that movie. She was the love interest to the main character. I don't know how I remember her name. I remember the main character's name is, I think it's Jake, I'm pretty sure. I can't for the life of me remember her last name. I can't remember some of the other characters. I don't know. Avatar is just a movie that really doesn't warrant a sequel. And James Cameron, I swear, is so full of himself. He literally said that he believed that Avatar 2 could outperform Avengers Endgame. I don't think so. I honestly cannot see that being a thing unless they really go super over the top with this movie, unless the visuals are like nothing we have ever seen before in existence. I don't see this movie performing well. And honestly, I won't go see the sequel because I don't want to. I've never wanted the sequel. When it was first announced, I at least considered it. And then after they said there was going to be 4 sequels, after that whole speculation about certain things coming up about the sequels, like showing up on the internet here and there, these movies sound worse and worse and worse every time I hear about it. I have never wanted anything less. I want Avatar 2 less than literally everything in existence. I don't want Avatar 3. I certainly don't want Avatar 4 and 5. I don't want a sequel to a movie that doesn't deserve a sequel. So, with these images popping up, I figured I'd share my thoughts about it. I actually had a discussion about this earlier, and every time something is announced about this movie, I want to see it less and less and less and less. Every time. If someone wants to go see this movie, I will tell them no. Unless they buy the ticket for me and they don't want me to pay them back for it, I don't want to see this movie. I will not spend money to go see this movie because I can tell you right now, it's more than likely not worth it at all. It's probably nowhere close to worth it. And again, we still have quite a few years until the next movie comes out. And then we have to wait another couple years after that for the next one. And they're already done filming Avatar 2. I'm pretty sure they're working on Avatar 3. But it makes me wonder, what if they don't perform well? I get that it's Disney and they've been performing well. But everything and everyone has their off seasons, basically. And I feel like when Avatar 2 and 3 are releasing in that span where it's Avatar 1 year, Star Wars 1 year, Avatar 1 year, Star Wars 1 year, I think that all of the Avatar movies are going to be a huge swing and a miss. Again, I don't want to see these movies. I don't think anyone even asked for these movies. I certainly can't think of a single person that I know that has wanted an Avatar sequel. It's definitely something that I don't believe should have been considered. I think Avatar should have just remained as Avatar with no sequels in mind. I think it should remain untouched. I think if the second one does not perform well, they should not even consider filming Avatar 4. But the way these movies are laid out, it seems as though they're gonna go ahead and jump into 4 immediately after Avatar 3 is done. And the way I'm seeing this is that's probably not gonna bode well, especially if these movies don't perform to the expectations of Disney and James Cameron. This is probably gonna be a really bad thing. And it really doesn't help that the sequel to Avatar is going to be released like 12 or 13 years after the first one. That's so long. That's such a long time. There was less of a gap between all of the Star Wars movies. Even between episode 3 and episode 7, there was only a 10-year gap. And that was even before episode 7 was even being thought about. Avatar 2 has been in development for 10 years. It was thought about 10 years ago. That is a tragedy. So again, as I've been saying, in terms of Avatar 2, I don't want it. I know a couple other people that don't want it. I know some people that just do not care if this movie gets released. Honestly, if they canceled this movie right now, I'd be fine. I don't think I'd be fazed. I'd probably honestly celebrate if it got canceled. But yeah, in terms of will it outperform Avengers Endgame? I don't think so. Will it do well in theaters? Yeah, it'll probably cross 1 billion, I would think. But that's from the expectation of people going to go see this movie. Do I think critically it will perform well? Maybe. James Cameron has good stuff, but again, Avatar was mainly a visual spectacle more than anything else. But that's my thoughts on the Avatar sequels. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment about your thoughts and feelings about Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then don't forget to leave a like on the video and maybe subscribe to the channel. So yeah, thanks so much everyone for watching. I will catch everyone on the next video tomorrow.